The following show features episodic breakdowns of Jackass, either performed by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. For your safety, avoid listening to this podcast at all times. Hi, I'm Mikey Aaronworth.
I'm Jason Wellwood.
And I'm Chris Aaronworth.
Welcome to Jackass.
Welcome to Jackass. It's the podcast where we're on a path of destruction through every single episode of Jackass.
We are just three lifelong fans of the show, reliving the belly laughs, bad ideas, and broken bones.
We got a special episode for all you goofs today. I don't know what to call you fans these days, but goofs probably isn't the best one. Jackasters.
Rude.
Jacking off bastards. Something like that. This is bad. This is a bad start to the special episode, boys. But today, boys and girls, and other. Wow, I'm really derailing today. See what happens when we don't have a structure?
Chris, stop. Just stop.
All right, well, today we're actually doing something a little bit different. We finished off season 2, and we are going to go through and do a best of the best in terms of the stunts of season 2 and do a little draft.
Yeah, but it's about how we're doing it. That's the important thing, right? So the draft we're going to do is the whole premise is that we want to put together the best possible episode that we can using our favorite stunts from season 2 only. Hey, if you guys like it, hit us up on our socials at JackassPod on just about everything, JackassPod@gmail.com. And maybe we'll go back and do one for season 1 as well. We're going to do 5 picks in total. We're going to do snake draft style. And at the end of it, whoever has the best episode, you guys are going to vote on us and let us know. And hey, what's more to be said apart from it's draft day, baby, and you might as well call me Kevin Costner.
Oh, I wanted to be Kevin Costner.
So we need to do something to figure out who's getting the first overall pick, right? That's an important one. Obviously, snake draft style means you go 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. So if you have the last pick, you get 2 in a row. If you have the first pick, you get 2 coming back the other way. If you're in the middle, then you're just in the fucking middle, and that's that. I got something for you guys. I have 3 numbers in my head. One of those numbers is the first overall pick. Only I know it. Do you guys trust me enough to do this?
Not at all. We've listened to you enough on this show. You're going to scam us for sure.
All right. Well, listen, we're just going to have to roll with it. Okay.
I'll hear him out. Go ahead.
Okay. So if I say I have 3 numbers, you pick one of them. One of those numbers represents the first pick. One of them represents the second. One of them represents the third. And if you get the first one, then you're good. You go first. If you get the second one, you go second.
Okay, Mikey, before you do this,
I
want to put you on the spot here.
Okay.
Do you swear on Mom's life that you were going to be honest?
I am. In fact, I'm going to write it down.
Because I know you won't break that.
I definitely won't break that. Okay. So here are the 3 numbers. I'm going to make this fun. First number is 420. The second number is 69.
Okay.
And the third one is 4,269. And one of those represents the first overall pick. One represents the
It's going to be interesting today because I'm going to be a little off. I came across this edibles and from this company Thumbs Up, and I friggin' definitely a little toasty today.
Okay.
So I'm feeling great, and I feel like that's going to give me the motivation to pick the best episode with artistic flair.
Now, Chris, do you watch most of these Jackass episodes when you're high? Is that something you do?
High on what? Jackass,
life.
I need usually to be a little more uplifting, a little more energy. So that might be a different type of thing. But sometimes I like to get a little stoned and just, really get my chuckle on.
Get your chuckle on. Chris, that is the most disgusting way I've heard weed described in my entire life. All right. Jay, why don't you do the honors? Why don't you take your pick between the 3 numbers, 420, 69, and 4,269. Why do I do this to myself? I've assigned a draft order for each of those numbers, and I'll let you guys know what it is after you pick. You go first, and then Chris, you go second.
All right. I feel like the large number, 4,269, is a trap because it's too good to be true. I mean, that's just way too good to be. But 69's a classic. 420. I feel like Chris should get 420 at this point. I'm going to go 69. Give me the 69.
All right, 69.
I got to go 420, even though I know you're trying to throw us off.
Guys, this is going to seem like a scam, but it's Jay, you got third.
I knew it.
Chris,
the psychology of it.
I got first.
Naturally.
Oh, second is the worst.
Yeah, because you don't get 2 in a row.
All right,
let's
go, man. I'm ready.
Right,
I know. I can't plan my shit. Do you know what the funny thing is? I did all my research for this, forgetting it was just season 2. So all my notes are out the window basically right now. I had the fucking firecrackers. I had a whole bunch of shit. So I'm going to have to improvise, but I'm ready to roll.
It's all right, man. I can help you. Your favorite stunt, according to the spreadsheet, your favorite stunt was the one where Aaron McGahee goes skateboarding.
Hey,
with
don't give away any
rollerblades
secrets.
on.
I'm looking at the spreadsheet now.
That's your favorite one. Just wanted to,
Oh yeah. Thanks for the friendly advice, Jay. I
Yeah,
see you're on my side.
there you go. Anyway, let's fucking jump in. Mikey, you're first, right?
This is tough, yeah, and I'm going to kind of walk through the picks. I think that's kind of what this is. We don't need to go into detail about what happens in it. We don't need to relitigate what happens in our scores and all that stuff. I'm going to go with an overall crowd pleaser for this one, and I'm gonna go through my thinking in a little bit. What makes Jackass more than season 2? I think it was one of the moments in season 2 that got the most attention. It was a very elaborate prank, one of the highest rated pranks in season 2 for all of us, with the exception of Jay. Jay didn't rate this one very high, and that was kind of surprising to me. But I think this one has to be number 1.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
I think this one has to be number 1 because it had so much fame. It had everything you want. It had pain. It had comedy. It had creativity. I'm going with the cup test. Number 1, welcome to the team in the 2021 first annual Jackass draft.
Hey,
Fuck.
hold on a sec. The only reason there, dingus, that I rated it so low is because I wasn't there for that episode. And you put a fucking 2.2 in the goddamn spreadsheet.
I heard that you were texting him, so
Yeah. You used your favorite number 2.
Whatever.
That's a hard
cup
one.
test. Yeah, all right.
that's a
fine.
really good one.
Cup test is probably pretty good pick. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that took what I wanted as my first pick, but it doesn't mean there isn't other good ones to go around. So picking second, I'm going to go with one of my happiest ones, the good old meter fairy.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
Oh, you son of a bitch! I was thinking of that.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of
It's
that.
a
That
little
was on my
sneaker, you know?
radar. What is it about Meter Fairy that made you pick it as your number
Well,
one?
there's going to be enough fun action hitting ones, and I wanted to get one of the most creative, well acted sketches, to kind of kind of palate cleanse for the rest of my picks, because I'm going to go all over the board here, but I felt it was very important to have Danger Aaron finessing and improvising as best as he can. So that's definitely my number 2 pick. How about you, Jay?
Solid pick.
This was kind of tough for me because, here's the thing. This one you're not going to see coming for sure. I don't think, even if you're looking at it from a more what's the word I'm looking for, like a more widely accepted or popular choice, this definitely isn't it. But for me personally, I really had fun with Eddie's Auto. I don't know what it is about that sketch. It's like one of those ones that would be forgettable for most people, but I think it's just that old man and being on edge the whole time, wondering when he's going to say something that he shouldn't be saying, or he's going to pull out the fucking shotgun and shoot the guy right in his shop. There was a little intensity there. There was tension. There was good, genuine laughs of I can't remember the dude's name, but Knoxville's friend doing the Russian accent. Just overall, something about that prank. Maybe because it was also personal too. Like Johnny knows this guy. He's like one of the family friends, and they're pranking him. I don't know. There was something special to it. I remember I gave that a pretty high rating. I'm gonna put that as my number 1. And I didn't think you guys would be going for it either. So that's it for me for the first pick.
That's first, but remember,
choice.
Jay,
Okay.
it's snake style. It's our favorite style of draft, snake style. So you get the next pick as well.
Oh, perfect. Give me 1 second. I'm just pulling this up here. I have a couple picks here. I think for the next number here, I gotta. It's tough. I probably would have went Meter Fairy next, but Chris grabbed that one, so I think I got okay. Let me just see here. Yeah, no, I'm going for it, Mikey. I'm taking one out of your book here. I think you'll agree that the milk challenge was pretty special.
I love
the
the
3
milk
colors of
challenge,
milk: pink milk, white milk, chocolate milk. I had a great time with that one. That is a classic Jackass stunt. That's one that stands in memory, and it's just, they figured out that whole eat or drink until you puke thing works well, and for some reason they can do that over and over again. I never get tired of it, so that's definitely going on my list.
I love it. That's a great one. I love that because there's that one also has a little bit of everyone. There's a lot of people in it. Everyone seems to be having a good time. So Jay, to round off the first round and your start of the second round, you have Uncle Eddie's Auto and the milk contest for your 2. We're going to 5 in this draft, so keep that in mind. We have to get a little strategic as some of our picks get taken. Milk contest was definitely high on my list. Chris, what are you taking for your second pick in the 2021 Draftcast. Jack Draft? Draft.
You know what? Jack Draft.
Jack Draft.
I kind of like going second because I do get a little sandwich in between. I get to go back before there. I get to pick up another good one because my first pick was individual talent at its finest, you know? So I need to kind of level things out over here and do a stunt with all the boys involved. And I think this was definitely in total one of our highest rated stunts of all of season 2. I'm going with the High Dive 2.
Oh, wow.
It gets all the boys involved. They're all jumping. They're all having a great time. You get to see everybody. So if you're looking to build a good stunt draft, you kind of want to get as much of everybody as possible while picking on those individual shining moments. So High Dive 2 is my second overall pick.
I love it. I think that's perfect, and I think it rounds out your picks a little bit more. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't get the greatest sleeps anyway. But when I knew we were going to do this draft, I started to lose even more sleep. I don't think I've slept a single night since we started to strategize this. This is something that I've been taking very seriously. So as I hear some of the picks that I had taken, I'm starting to sweat. But I've got a strategy. I've got a clear strategy that I have here. And the first strategy was that I needed the cup test, first of all, because I think that is overall the best stunt of the season. I'm putting that in a pain category because I think every episode of Jackass needs an element of pain, right? You need something that's going to hurt. That one is a little bit multifaceted, so great. One thing that I think also makes a Jackass season and episode is an element of fame. I think you need to have, whether it's showing Jackass being put on a bigger stage or you're bringing in people that kind of includes more of the extreme sports realm or maybe some actors or something like that. As Jackass started to grow in popular culture, it also started to attract some of these artists, athletes, actors, things like that to come on. And I think that really helped their brand. So I would be remiss if I didn't take this next pick for multiple reasons. A, because it kind of puts them on the map. B, it's got a lot of other famous people in it to kind of bolster their brand. And C, the basis of this stunt kind of worked with 4 or 5 of the stunts throughout the rest of the season. So I get to use the set from this stunt, which is the loop, which I'm taking second overall, or my second pick in the 2021 Draftcast, Jack Draft. I'll figure that out. I'm going with the loop because you get Tony Hawk, you get Bam Margera showing his skills. It's another one of those, the whole gang is involved sets. Everyone who's there seems to be having a good time. In the actual set, you get the lake jump, you get the slingshot 2 and 3, you get the loop itself, which spawns over 2 episodes, you get human bowling. That setting, starting with the loop, I think is one that's going to carry me quite a way in this one. What do you guys think about the loop?
That was a good... I had to take off my hoodie for that pick. Things are really steaming up over here on the draft pick. It's getting a little hot inside. I can tell things are getting a little ferocious, but I like that pick. You brought some good points to that one for sure.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Jay, are you sweating a little bit over there too? You got a little quiet on me. I think I lost you.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think the loop is a good pick, man. I was thinking of the loop too because I love the camaraderie there on display. You get to see everybody together. And it's just a lot of fun. Plus, Tony Hawk and Matt Hoffman, little bonus extras for you. It's good. It's jam packed full of juicy Jackass goodness, and I love it. That was a good pick. Not one I was going after, but I thought about it. I definitely was mulling it over for a bit.
Perfect. So I'm going to, now that I have my second pick, and I'm going into my third because listen, snake draft. I get 2 in a row now. I want to. I'm going to kind of reveal my hand a little bit. All right. I'm going to let you in on my strategy. I think there are 5 elements that make up a great episode of Jackass. I think you need, like I said, that stunt that has a lot of pain. I think you need an episode that has a little bit of fame. I think you need a character episode, I think that's why Meter Fairy would have been a good choice. I think you need an episode or a stunt that has the whole gang involved and them enjoying it in some capacity. And then one dumb stunt, one just stupid stunt that isn't hurtful or painful. It's just kind of silly. So those are the elements that I'm looking to fill in my draft. And the next one I'm going to go is one that, Jay, I think you might not like, but Chris, I know you will. And I think the star of season 2 of Jackass is Steve-O. He runs away with it. And as my character pick for this one, because the Meter Fairy was taken, I'm going with the unicycle because I know we love Bunny the Lifeguard. I know we love the Meter Fairy. I know we love Danger Aaron. but there is no character on Jackass better than the character of Steve-O because he becomes his own thing. He's his own enigma. I'm going with the unicycle for my third pick in the 2021 Jackass draft.
Mikey, it's funny. You're
Nice.
this is the second time so far you've taken potentially my pick. Although this one I was going between two. Both of them had to go with Steve-O because he's my favorite, and like you said, he's definitely the star of the season. So I was choosing between Steve-O's two most impressive stunts. I like the personality one of the unicycle.
Yep.
But I actually think my pick is a little bit better because the average person might find it a little bit more jackassy. Like we saw that as an artistic Steve-O's coming of age story. But if you're kind of looking at the credit, like trying to look at the action reel, you got to go bobbing the jellyfish. And that is officially my third pick of the draft.
That's a good one. I like that one. There's a lot involved in that one. Yeah.
Jellyfish, man. That one definitely made me uncomfortable, like I said last time, but it's a good pick. I was eyeing that one up too.
So I'm stealing a few of yours there, Jay. You got two
Maybe
chances to steal my next one. Let's see what you could do.
Well, if it's my turn once again, as the rules of the snake draft go, I had to give this next one some thought because, unlike Mikey, who said coming into this that he's been losing sleep over this thing, he's just been so excited for the draft. I, on the other hand, could give less of a shit about this. This is the last thing I want to do. I would rather than do this draft right now, I would rather... Here, hold on. I couldn't think of boring things to do, so just let me Google that right now. Rather than do the snake draft, I would rather... Hey, boys, get a load of this. I would rather eat half a bag of plain rice cakes. Huh? What do you think about that?
I
would
love
rather-
rice cakes. I fucking love plain rice cakes.
Me and Mikey
You're
have been
nuts.
eating them in our family forever.
I'd rather pretend to be a rug rather than do this snake draft.
Hey,
If
something
there's a
like
hot
lot
chick,
of
I'd
money.
pretend to be a rug too. Let her just
Yeah.
fucking rub her pussy all over my face.
Oh, jeez. I was going to go with a different direction.
I'd rather
not me.
paint something with two different shades of gray to see which one dries first.
A little chemist in our
Or is it
midst. I
50
like
Shades
it.
of Grey? Because that's pretty impressive too.
Who the fuck
Hey.
wrote this? I think for my next one, all jokes aside, the snake draft's good, but I just don't want to get too stressed out because when I looked at the list, boys, I was, having a little trouble coming up with exactly the way I wanted to go. And I just had to tell myself, you know what? Just feel it out. Feel what comes to you, what feels good. And that's why I picked shit like Eddie's Auto because you know what? No one's going to pick it, but I felt good about that one. This next one, I feel like just being an asshole. So I'm putting corn sledding into the rotation. Corn
What?
sledding featuring Ryan Dunn, arguably the best stunt of season 2. Corn sledding will join the greatest stunts of Jackass season 2.
We got the wild. We know who the wild card is this episode, eh?
We
Fucking
definitely
Mr.
know who the
Sabotage
wild card
over
is.
here.
I'm looking up what was our ratings for that one. Oh, corn sledding 3 and a 3.5. That's now in the annals of history is corn sledding.
Yeah, boys, I'm about to get dragged through some haggard corn. It's gonna
Yes,
be-
you fucking are. But hey, I don't care. I'm gonna get a better pick there, fucker.
Well, Jay's got one more. Jay's got one more. It's the snake style, baby.
All right. I'll try not to to take this too off the rails.
No,
then.
go for it. Go for it.
I think on this next one, I did really want to do high dive too, but Chris grabbed that one. I think that's such a great fucking fantastic. Like that whole episode, we had the jellyfish and we had the high dive 2 in that one. I was actually eyeing up both of those, so I think there's some. I think like late season 2 seems to be a lot of good stuff. Eddie's Auto was episode 7, but in that kind of late. Do I want to put this one in? I was thinking Lake Jump, but Lake Jump is kind of like the Loop. It's kind of like the high dive. It's just the guys hanging out. The Lake Jump, just for the folks at home, was the one where we had everybody going down the ramp on different modes of transportation. We had Pontius on the horse. We had human tricycle and a bunch of different shit happening. I really liked that one. But man, do I want to put that in the draft? I feel like I'd just be copying you guys at that point.
Hey, there's a reason why you'd want to copy us. It's because our strategy is airtight. We've thought a lot about this. You copy the things that work.
Okay.
It's called Moneyball. I think. I don't know what Moneyball is.
On that note, I'm going department store boxing then.
Oh!
Fuck both of you. Department store boxing, mostly for that one guy who's like you guys got to get out of here. But who won though? I don't know. It was pretty clean, but that was great. And it's the inception of a good stunt.
That I agree with. Yeah, so that's department store boxing. We end up seeing in the movie in Jackass 1, Johnny Knoxville do department store boxing. This time he steps up his game a little bit because Butterbean is there. I like that pick, Jay, because now you have that element of fame. Because I think I would give you credit for the Butterbean tag later on in Jackass. Because this is the one that starts them on the path to eventually do it. I had that on my short list. Obviously, I have to scramble a little bit to think of something different. But Chris, you're up next. What is your fourth pick?
You know what, Mike? You keep talking about this fame thing like it means everything, right?
It does.
But you know who are really famous? The fucking Jackass boys. And who's the famous one of them all?
Rab himself.
So,
all right, sorry.
What possible list would be complete without a Johnny Knoxville specific sketch? And one of the best ones of the season, I absolutely loved. You also have Jeff Tremaine in there as well. It had the great firefighters that we all love to respect. 9/11's approaching soon again, the anniversary. So got to give my props over there and shout out to the boys in red. I'm going with the fire hose.
I like that, man. I think that's another fun one where it has sort of the creativity. It obviously hurts a little bit. I always like those stunts where you get to see just how tough Johnny is. Like Jeff Tremaine, good on him. He takes a step, has the fire hose shot at him as well. But he can't take it nearly as well as Johnny can. Johnny's a trooper in that one, and he shines. And I agree. Johnny's the man. That's a good one for me.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll take it next then. I'll go straight into my fourth pick. This is snake style. I'll remind you again. I can say it a million times. So I have my fourth and fifth pick right now. So I'm going to round it up. I'm going to give my fourth pick, and then we're going to give a little bit of a summary and a check-in to see where we think we all stand here. So I've got fame, I've got character, and I've got pain. Those are covered. I'm good to go. I think the most important thing that I haven't covered off yet is a stunt that incorporates the whole gang. I know the loop does, but I'm funneling that into the fame category, leaning on the likes of Matt Hoffman and Tony Hawk. I'm going with one that is one of the most famous looking stunts. One of the things that Jackass did that everyone followed. Antiquing. I know this one specifically wasn't the best iteration of it, but it's the number one. Like, you think about something that gets the whole gang involved, that is a thread that you can draw through the entirety of Jackass from that moment onwards. No Jackass season or movie is fit without antiquing. Everyone's susceptible to it. Doesn't matter if you're a cameraman, if you're Johnny, if you're Bam. Antiquing, baby, as my fourth pick.
Okay. That's a solid pick, man. I'm a big fan of the antiquing, but I don't know. Antiquing. Here's what I got to say about antiquing. I think you're right. The whole let's wake someone up by throwing flour in their face. I've never determined what it was. I know we make the joke that it's just straight pure cocaine, but nobody's got a budget for that. Not back in those days. They didn't anyway. But just the idea of fucking doing that is classic. But that's one of those ones that honestly, I think I just skimmed over because you're always looking for that stunt that has the big splash, the big, finale. It has the fame. It has something memorable, and it's not that antiquing isn't, but it's kind of like it's a little like Easter egg, that's I think we talked about it earlier, how antiquing is kind of like Jackass personified in a way, because it's just shit you would do to your friends that would start. It's that's like the gunpowder, that's gonna set off the explosion. You kind of need something like that. Am I making sense here? It's kind of like a fundamental Jackass type prank.
Yeah, Jay, you are making sense, but I think you're proving my point. I think that's, yes, it doesn't have that big bang in it, but it just became everyone who loves a show or a comedy special or a song, they like all the big moments that everyone else likes. But the true fans, the true connoisseurs, like I am of Jackass and my loyal co-hosts are as well, we end up liking more than the big splash, the subtle things that ended up having staying power in spite of the fact that they weren't exactly the biggest things at their time. I like the off joke. I like the beat in between the punchline. And I think antiquing is a good example of that.
I agree. And Chris, how high are you right now?
I'm a little quiet,
like
boys.
if viewers, if you're watching the video version right now, I invite you to rewind the past 60 seconds and just stare at Chris.
I literally like, you know, when in the movie The Hangover, when fucking what's his face, Zach Galifianakis' character is like playing blackjack to win. I'm looking at the spreadsheets. I've seen the numbers. I'm looking at the spreadsheets and looking at all the fucking score totals and fucking like calculatively picking my next pick and just so in the fucking zone. I totally forgot I was recording. So these are good edibles, just saying.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it. So why don't we take a break? We'll give Chris some time to look at those spreadsheets again, but let's recap our picks because now we have 3 picks left, and then that is going to be it.
No, we have less than 3 picks left. We have 2 picks left.
No, there's 5 total.
We have 1 pick left each.
We've all made 4, so he's saying between the 3 of us total, there's 3 left. Yeah.
Oh shit! Fuck! I only have 1 more pick.
Yeah, only 1 more.
Shit. Okay, yeah. Repeat them.
All right, I'm jumping in. I think
it's time to put on the birthday hat.
I've got the list right in front of me, now. Mikey. You want me to run through it?
Well, yeah. Actually, how about this? Instead of just doing a quick summary, before your last pick, summarize the 4 picks before it. So I'll start because I have my next pick coming up. This is my last pick of the 2021 Jackass draft. From season 2, episode 1, we got the cup test. From season 2, episode 7, we have the unicycle. From season 2, episode 3, we have the loop. And antiquing, obviously, coming in at season 2, episode 4. So a lot towards the front end of Jackass season 2. I'm going with my last pick. Look, I have everything covered: fame, character, the gang getting together, pain. I need something dumb and silly, and I don't know if there's a dumber, sillier one than nope. You know what? I'm changing it. I had a plan set out, but Chris, you made a good point. You said without having a Johnny Knoxville one, this is a strategic pick I'm doing so that you guys can't get it, because I think one of the most iconic sketches of all time in Jackass is this one from season 2, episode 8, The Matador. I'm taking it so that you guys can't.
Okay, I was scared there because I think you were about to take my most strategic sleeper pick. It might not be the best sketch. So actually, first I'll run through which ones I got.
Run through.
Why don't you do that?
From season 2, episode 8. I have the high dive too. Speaking of high dives, yeah. Oh my god, I'm so high. I got Bobbin for Jellyfish with Steve-O from season 2, episode 8 as well. I got the fire hose with Johnny Knoxville from season 2, episode 6. And I have the meter fairy.
Yep.
From season 2, episode 4. There's one thing my list is missing, and it's something that has never been missing from any single episode in Jackass we've seen so far. Chris Pontius. You need fucking Party Boy in some form. This season didn't have the greatest of Chris Pontius, so I kind of had to pick from the bottom, but any Chris Pontius is good. My favorite one was the Roller Bobby. I'm trying to get a bit of the UK votes out over there, you know what I mean? Shout out to all the people in London. You know I'm looking out for you. So when you're picking, remember, I didn't overlook the other side of the pond. I'm going with Roller Bobby as my 5th and final pick.
No, I was just going to say, like, Roller Bobby, yeah, it was just Chris Pontius kind of fucking around in the UK. Question, since that's a bit of like a compilation stunt of different things, what was like your favorite standout part of the whole thing? Because he does a bunch of shit. He's in the subway, he's on the streets. Like, what about it to you was like, that's classic Pontius?
The things that jumped out the most for me was, number one, when he was rollerblading by that girl and she wasn't having it. He did his little cute little skip to the loo and passed by her and she got her into it. And when he was being stern but fair, and he was telling people that they should not be jaywalking and they have to wait for the red lights, etc. So it had that funny Chris Pontius seriousness where he tries to be serious and it's just hilarious, and then also had his like goofy charm to it as well. So that's my reasons why I picked that stunt over the other ones.
Yeah.
I love it. I think that's a smart one. I am noticing the lack of Chris Pontius in my picks as well, and it's hurting me a little bit. I got to be honest. Although he does show up in the Matador. So that works for me.
All right, boys. Final pick of the draft is mine. And to go over my list real quick, Eddie's Auto, which I don't feel like I gave that a lot of context. I mean, if you listen with us, you know what it is. But just to kind of tell maybe any new listeners, that's basically there's this old dude who owns an auto shop. They send a guy in to do a Russian accent and basically just try to this guy's a short temper, so they're sending him in there to try to light the fuse as quick as possible, and a lot of hilarity ensues throughout. So that's Eddie's auto, if you're wondering what that was. Milk challenge was next. That's the 3 colors of milk and puking. The corn sledding, who could forget? Everybody's favorite. Ryan Dunn sledding through some what he calls haggard corn, which to our disappointment wasn't actually an erect cornfield. It was just like harvested corn. Mikey's favorite, definitely, of the season. I think he'd never admit it, but
the moment of Jackass so far, I think that was peak Jackass.
Was that like, seriously though? Was that the most disappointed you've been with Ryan Dunn in the entirety of the show? You think corn sledding was the apex of your disappointment?
He's had a lot of stunts that have disappointed me. I think that's close because at this point he had shown that he could do better, and he just reverted to something that was nowhere near the potential that he showed in earlier sketches and the place he ended up getting to later on in his Jackass life. I think he did the typical thing, right, of just saying, this is going to be the most painful thing ever, and I'm going to milk it for everything it's worth, as opposed to what you're supposed to do in Jackass, which is kind of like pretend like it ain't that big of a deal, and then it hurts you anyway. So I'm pissed off that it's on your list, but I'll give it to you. Not happy, but I'm never happy. So I don't know what more to say about that.
Yes, corn sledding will definitely make it to the end of this draft, I guarantee you. There's no way at any point the position is secured. Department store boxing was my next one, and we have one more to go. Boys, I got to give a quick honorable mention because I'm probably not going to pick one of these, but I'm actually surprised none of us picked a Phil Margera stunt in the draft because we had
thinking about it.
We had Bam Margera digs a hole where Phil drives the lawnmower into the hole in the grass, which I thought you guys both really liked, so I was kind of expecting Chris to go for it. But we also had Phil's pies. If you remember that was the best part. We had that one. We had the one where there was that other one where he's singing in the chair, and they took the screws out. There's a lot of good Phil this season, so I just wanted to mention that as a little moment there. But the one I'm going to go with, boys, for my number 5 is one that I didn't even give that high of a rating, but when I looked at it and I thought back to it, I just kind of started laughing to myself because of how stupid it is. I am happy to include another Steve-O stunt. This is butt cheeks. Steve-O gets his butt pierced. I'm putting it in. Mm-hmm. Maybe you would argue that it's not one of the best Jackass stunts, but there's just something about the idea. It's my favorite thing, the concept that he's sick of pooping and that needs to stop. So that just cracks me up. That whole concept is so ridiculous. And although the stunt isn't really intense or extreme, while he's at the parlor, there are a lot of good jokes if you go back and listen to that one. A lot of good banter. So I'm putting that one in.
I like it.
That's
I
awesome.
like that one as well because there's a lot to do with Steve-O. A bit like silliness is a big factor of his, and I think the only reason why that one didn't do as well for us as it could have is because we hadn't seen like the rise of Steve-O yet, like we did in the unicycle, and then bobbing for jellyfish. It was kind of like it came when there wasn't that much to separate him yet, and we knew it got better. So I feel like going back now and realizing that so soon after that he kind of claims his throne again. I do have a more of an appreciation for it.
Jay, you mentioned like an honorable mention for yourself of like any kind of Phil stunt. I figured I wanted to say the one that I was really trying to squeeze onto the list but couldn't find a way to do it was the Steve-O with the worm, snorting the worm. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. Yeah, because it was just so Steve-O. It was like nothing there, just making something out of nothing, and it was just him shining, throwing up, getting the worm out. It was just one of those, like, it was like the goldfish one times 10, in my opinion. So that was one of my honorable mentions. Mikey, do you have one?
Yeah, you know what I do? One that I actually considered putting on, but I think I loved it way more than everyone else for some reason, was the Human Raft. I think Human Raft was just absolutely hilarious. It was very nondescript.
I agree.
I like the dynamic between Preston and Wee Man when done the right way, and I think that's the pinnacle of them doing it the right way.
Yes, absolutely.
I also had Highlight. Highlight was one just Steve-O and Johnny being absolute assholes to these people who probably spend their entire lives explaining what jai is and that they do it for a profession. And then they just get to whip these bystanders with oranges who are laughing at them the whole time. That to me was just such a fun sketch to, again, I love showing the toughness of these Jackass guys, especially Johnny Knoxville, and that was a fun one to watch. But let's do a quick summary. Let's do a summary of all of our
and that's
picks,
one of the most
iconic
iconic
put it out
ones.
To the D-pads.
Yeah.
The D-pads. Sorry, that's for my other podcast.
The D-pads.
We'll put it out to the Jackass friends.
The Jackasses.
The Jackasses. There you go. That's a good one. So Jay, once again, in summary, you took Uncle Eddie's Auto, the milk contest, corn sledding, department store boxing, butt cheek piercing. Chris, you came in with meter fairy, high dive 2, bobbing for jellyfish, fire hose, and roller bobby. And I came in with the cup test, unicycle, the loop, antiquing, and the matador. So hit us up on the socials at Jackass Pod, because we have to see it formally. I know that it's basically already been decided that I have the best episode, so I don't know that you need to go out and do it, but we would like to see it formally.
Mine is so much better than any of your guys's.
Yeah, why are we even doing this? I already put the best stunt in my list. Why we don't need to do a vote?
Mine is the most complete list.
Useless.
It's got everything you need. I know, Mikey, wanted your strategy, but mine is so far above yours. Even though you took two
Chris,
of my favorite stunts.
I think you need to have a couple more of those edibles because you're seeing something that the world isn't. My list for number one. I'd love to argue for Jay's, but corn sledding is an immediate disqualification. I don't think you can win with that.
Wrong, all wrong. You're both wrong.
He could have had the best of all our other stunts and threw that one in there and still fucking lost.
Somebody cancel these two. Because that's just false.
They've been trying.
I've been trying, Jay. I've been trying to get canceled.
The point of this fucking thing is to have fun. And these guys are taking it way too seriously. Guys, listeners, if you're on my side, you know I'm just here to have fun. I'm like the cool uncle. I'm here to have fun. And corn sledding's on there because you like to have fun, too.
I'm like the cool uncle. I'm the one that will get you stoned and give you edibles. Who doesn't want an uncle like that?
You're more like the diddler uncle.
Yeah. I've got the mustache for it, though, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we're just really cool guys, aren't we, fans? We're just three fucking weirdos. One with a mustache, one, God knows what kind of fucking mess I am, and Jay picks fucking corn sledding. We need some help.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, Jay, why don't you take us out? I had some fun with that. I loved it, man. I think that was
really
fun.
Was
a great time. I love drafts, man.
I think if the fans, like if the listeners come back and show some support for this episode and we get some good input on this, I really think we should go back and do the movie in season 1 because honestly it's just a lot of fun. It's quick, it's efficient. You get a recap of the best stunts if you want to go back and look at the best ones, or even let us know if we left anything off that you think should have been on there. But I had a blast doing this, not gonna lie.
Yeah, question of the week is a two-parter. One, who do you think has the best team? And two, what are the stunts that we missed? That's what we want to hear. We'll read some of those answers on the next week's episode.
Yeah, did we have a question last week?
We did have a question, but it was what was your favorite stunt from season 2? We did have some submissions, but that kind of rolls in nicely with this episode. So on next week's episode, we'll address some of those as well.
Yeah, thanks for being part of this draft with us and listening in. We had fun expressing our opinions for your entertainment. And remember, if you want to get in on the action, at JackastPod on Instagram and Twitter, where you can send in your favorite stunts and, pick your favorite draft picks. Remember, if you want to participate, the way to participate is #cornsledding. Thank you. This has been the Jackass. Jay's picks for the win. Don't listen to anybody else. We'll see you next time. Bye, I'm Jason Wellwood.
Bye, I'm Chris Aaronworth.
Bye, I'm Mikey Aaronworth, and this has been Jackass.
Furnished by Sad Styles Productions.
Get into it!
This was a Press X for Sound audio production.